Hey everyone, Yōkai here. Today I'm going to be watching the 13th and final episode of Lycoris Recoil. And last episode was so insane I couldn't even possibly attempt to really recap it, but I know what we ended off on, and that was Takina going down the elevator while Chisato was left alone with Majima. And man, if there's anything that fills me with anxiety, it's pretty much that. But yeah, I really am not looking forward to the show being over. Like, this really has been my favorite show of the season. Like, it just, the things I like about anime or in anime, it checks so many of those boxes, and just overall just a very well put together product. And it's also anime original, so there's no there's no trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? There's not going to be any kind of rushed, forced ending or anything like that. It's like a properly constructed start to finish story. So that any anime usually it has that going for it. It's a big positive, but I am just kind of stalling. But yeah, I got to get into it. So let's just do that. So actually, I forgot to set up the important parts. Okay, just give me a second. Usually I would just restart the recording, but I don't really want to do that. So just bear with me for about 10 seconds here while I get that set up. But yeah, I am really a little bit nervous about how this is gonna go. Like, because we already had the whole thing with the heart, and obviously we couldn't get it because we couldn't kill Shinji. So it's yeah, a little bit nervous, you could say. But yeah, now we're ready to get into it for real. So let's just jump on in. 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, people are definitely in panic mode. The elevator continues to go down. It's like broken glass and blood everywhere. And damn, yeah, she does look pretty bad. I mean, she's not my favorite character or anything, but still don't want to see her die. Always with a poker face. Well, mostly. Yeah, they're together. I don't know how much time she's gonna have. The elevator just stop? Oh yeah, power just, okay, gotcha. Just off. Pretty much everything. Well, that's not ominous at all. Recoil of Lycoris. Our one weakness. What is that, a countdown? Okay, it's an explosive. I guess it answers that question. Punishment explosion, no less. At least we have a little bit of time, but... Everyone has their thing, I guess. I was afraid of that. Oof! Just no waiting. Just casually shooting him. Of course, those real bullets, he'd be dead right now. Is that how that works? Ah, man, the worst thing is that Takina's stuck here and can't do anything to help. Just exactly what Majima wants, so... And what a terrible situation we're in. Well, we know how Takina feels about orders. But... Oh! Yeah, a bit of an advantage when he uses freaking real bullets. And is also taller. And I mean, Fuki's always been the one that's big on rules, so... It's a real potential turning point for her. Are they up there? Well, Talking is up there. Well said. Decide our own paths for ourselves. Like people, not drones. Okay. I just got to see her on the way, although it's going to be a bit slow, but... So I figure she's probably going to get there when it's all over. Just plop. And the action sequences are so good. Kick it! Took it too late. I mean, I'm sure that didn't do... Okay, it could break the glass, though. And if I was afraid of heights, that would be terrifying. Go for a headshot. Okay, that wasn't a headshot, but... man, that hard yat's really gonna push it to its limit. When you show a countdown after that, it seems almost like a countdown for a heart functioning. Okay, I didn't think we had brakes for this, but okay. I mean, she's not needs one, but... Get wrecked. Only whatever, okay. Right. Yeah, can a break include pausing that, please? Seems too realistic. They do sometimes do that. As he knocks it over. That's kind of what he's getting at. Craptastic. Somebody's around the corner. Is that, yeah, is that Mika? Of course, they had to have their final thing. There she goes. Wasted no time. Oh, damn, that looked painful. That was a hard hit. Oof. Gonna knock her off? Well, not quite. But damn, that's gotta hurt. Well, I think she's done for now. Jeez. Yeah, he doesn't mess around. But yeah, didn't really have a chance to comment on that, but yeah. Kind of reminds me of a certain spoiler, big spoiler from a certain visual novel. I think that's what it means. She has that effect on people. Did you hear a gunshot as we cut away? Well, we actually didn't hear it, but we saw it. But But he was talking about lying there. Was that implying that he didn't actually put the heart inside of himself? Was that the implication there? Because that would be good news. Like talking. Good old patrons. The aquarium. I actually watched a quick clip recently where the two voice actors were doing the Akichandesu thing to guess their characters. In the aquarium helped guess talking. I will never forget Shuji Sato. She seems legit. She's getting close, but again, I'm pretty sure she'll be too late to matter. Oh wow, that was a cool move. Oh, not the hair. Ugh. Hair's not even all that long, but I guess it's long enough. Spin the phone instead of spin the bottle. Yeah, it's definitely getting pretty low. I love the music just really swelling here. It's so good. Yeah, how can you like concentrate on a fight when you're about to blow? Ooh. Oh, that looked like it hit a little. I'm talking it should be about here, though. No, no, no. Well, it hasn't completely fallen, but that's really bad. Oh, there she is. At least go grab the phone, if nothing else. I heard a heartbeat. But we already made a point that her heart doesn't beat. Man, that thing breaks. Man, the music adds so much to the scene. Really giving me chills, honestly. Ooh, was that the back of the head? Oh, even if it's a fake bullet, that's really, really gotta hurt. Damn. Man, she is so ruthless. Well, she's talking to you. You get over there. Thank God we have that. It's gonna be such an epic save. But that's scream. Are we too late to stop the blow? The explosion? The fireworks? Is that all it was? Was he just messing with us? As she dangles like a fish on a line. Frickin' Majima. God, my heart. He can finally settle down again. I mean, they're nice fireworks. Oh God, I'm sweating. Okay. Very nice mid-card we have here. An official stream, wow. I got some nice Sakura trees. It looks like, yeah, Sakura's still alive. Tokyo Lycoris Recoil. Why not? I do kind of like the dynamic between those two. Right. Majima. It's always Majima. How much time do we have left? Actually, more than I thought. Like half an episode. You seem unwell, sir. Is he gonna literally put it back in his hand? Mummy man over here, Majima. So was he actually even there, or was that just like a metaphorical thing? The way he just kind of disappeared there, I don't know. Nice, I guess. Yeah, that's Mizuki's response, of course. Oh wow, he's actually is here, okay. As they were talking about. It's so weird to see him here as just a customer. Like, you know he knew Bika and all that, but he's not on a job right against us right now, so it's technically fine, but it's just weird. Sure, it'll all be fine. Yeah, I would love what you saw this special, please, and be careful with that. That's a nice picture. Can I have that picture? Ripping out the stab mark. Okay. So, we're gonna get more clarification on Chisato. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. So who are we following here? That could be Chisato, actually. I thought those were feminine legs, but... Yep, that definitely is. Well... Okay. Well, this is the situation, I guess. As they just kind of hop around. Okay, I mean, yeah, we found her. That's a great face, a little pouty face. Wasn't like an over the top pouty face, but it was still a good pouty face. Yeah, there's a picture that we cover up. Okay, well, drawing we cover up with a picture. There we go. Also, just not looking great in that outfit, by the way. I missed my chance to say that. She is my partner. That is so true. Yeah, it is quite nice. Naturally. Or is she lying? Or... Now what's, Okay. We're really doing that again. That's funny. uh... don't joke about such things. Are we gonna talk about that? Like, did she get the other heart in the end, or? That stereotypical runaway bag thing. So yeah, she just booked it. Oh, we get to watch the sunset together. Wow, that's nice. And what a romantic setting. That's some great news. Happy new birthday. Oh yeah, the thingy. Well, just taking that out. I guess why it's blank. Hand throw it, yeah. We don't need that anymore. Took us a while to get to our beach episode. She did say that. In the aquarium episode, I'm pretty sure. How do you not remember that? You liar. Oh, God, they are so cute together. Oh, we're in the water too, damn. Well, that's what you get for lying, I suppose. Don't leave me behind. Why? Okay, I mean, sure. Just gonna run there, I guess. My eyes are watering a little bit. That was all just such a beautiful interaction between them. Start to finish. Yeah, picking her up. We got a little bit more of that. Like we have like all those shots, those what do you want to call them shots? Little like globe thingies. I don't know. There's 4 of them down there. You know what I mean. I don't know what to call them. And that yeah, beautiful yukata. Kimono, one of those. I always get those mixed up. There you go. Sakura literally getting dragged. Fist bump. There you go. I kind of want to rewatch the show now. Can someone point me to some good reactions for this show? English. That was English. Man, looks so good like that. So do they just... They really did go to Hawaii. I mean, when I heard enjoy in English, I assumed as much, but they really did it. That's a nice bikini she's got going on there. Man, she's had to look so sexy, and then to contrast that we are talking as outfit. That's a line. Stay still, menu. Then what was that? He just spoke Japanese. And you can tell it's, you know, not native Japanese speaker. I mean, although his pronunciation was good considering that. It just felt like textbook Japanese, you know. Like, anata wa dare desu ka? Watashi wa senraikai desu, you know, that kind of thing. Oh my god, wow. Wow, wow, wow. I feel like Chisato's spoiling me today. I mean, everyone's having a good time, having fun. It's all good. But we just we end off on that note. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was the 13th and final episode of Lycoris Recoil. Yeah. So it was a really good ending. You know, let's just get that out of the way. But yeah, what went down in this episode? I mean, a lot went down this episode. Like I kind of figured, Takina did rush towards Chisato as fast as she could, which essentially involved a lot of climbing and stuff. So, you know, although she got there a little bit quicker than I expected, but still took a while, understandably. But as far as like the Majima stuff, I mean, nothing too shocking there. He like doesn't view himself as a bad guy. We kind of already got that impression. What did he kind of call himself, like a balance setter or whatever? You know, like, because they're basically getting into the thing where everyone thinks they're, you know, the hero of the story, the good guys, right? Like, it's very true. I mean, you go to Twitter, you see people just acting absolutely horrible to each other. You know, the people saying these horrible things consider themselves a good guy because the person they're talking to is the bad guy, so they're justified in whatever they say or do to them, right? There's a lot of people like that. You know, it's just part of life. But yeah, Majima here is, you know, he considers DA the bad guy just because they're the more powerful ones. Like, he said something about, like, you know, if DA was weaker, he would support them. He said something like that. But, yeah, basically, that's his reason for being against the DA, right? So, and he definitely did a pretty good job of making a splash of it. That's for sure. But yeah, we had this, we had the countdown. Like, I want to say it was set at an hour. Countdown to an explosion, but that turned out to just be a lie. It was just fireworks. Majima, always the jokester, for sure. But the actual fight we got between him and Chisato was great, as expected. This show always has, the battle choreography is always on point. Even simple stuff like Chisato getting up or jumping behind something is just so fluidly well animated, right? It looks so good. And of course, just attacking in general. Like, we had some good stuff, like with Chisato shooting and stuff. Like, we had a couple of shots of her just looking really cool as she does it. Like, Chisato is just the best. And even Mika got into the action. You know, he got to see him beat up the woman whose name I still don't remember. But yeah, he basically just wrecked her. Like, started with like a hard blow, and I think he even like shot her with some of the fake bullets, if I remember correctly. I mean, it all happened so quickly. And kind of a reveal that his leg is just fine, right? So, like I said, it just reminded me, it's extremely similar to something that would be a big spoiler of another visual novel, so I can't really say what it is, because I know I spoil you if you haven't read it, but it's so much, 95% the exact same thing, so that was pretty funny. In fact, it could have been inspiration for the decision for this show. But yeah, also the other thing that Majima said is that he wanted like a real showdown with Chisato, the only person he ever feared. That was great, because yeah, Chisato, as you know, as cute and fun as she is, she can also be absolutely terrifying when she wants to be. So that's why she's such an amazing character. You know, nobody would ever accuse her of being one-dimensional, that's for sure. But we also had our little, would you call it a showdown, like a final competition between Mika and Shinji, where he just holds out the gun and we see the flash and didn't even hear it, right? But you know, you can kind of assume what went down there. But Majima also taking a literal break with Chisato, just, you know, a chance to debate. You know, always important to have that after all. I mean, a lot of fights will have that anyway. Two characters debating each other in the middle of a fight, but usually, you know, because sometimes an anime will do that just because it's a chance to like have a little bit of a moment where you don't have to throw budget at the scene, right? Just have a chill moment so you can save the budget for the more fancier, you know, action-packed bits of the fight. But here they took that just in a much more straightforward way. Just like, let's just sit down and talk for a minute, you know, rather than staying on opposite ends of the battlefield, you know, right? But still, essentially, more or less the same thing. There's just no pretense here. So I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, also, it was such a great setting for our fight to begin with, because we have, not only do we, of course, have the broken glass and stuff that really showcases that there's been a battle here, we also get to see, like, the cityscape and stuff around, so it looks really good on that front. And also, 2 different points of tension where we have, not tension, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, suspense. Well, what I'm referring to is the fact that we have the countdown to the explosion, and we have talking and rushing towards them, so we have both those things kind of constantly in the back of our minds as the audience, and the back of their minds as well, kind of like putting a timer on things, like a literal timer and a less of a literal timer, because once Takina gets there, Majima can 1v1 Chisato. We've already established that, right? So we have that, giving a real time limit to the battle. But yeah, things definitely got pretty intense when we got onto the glass and all that, and eventually shattering, and luckily Takina got there when she did, because otherwise, yeah, Chisato would have fallen to her death, but we used a fancy rope guns, I don't know what you call those, but it got the job done, and then we got our lovely fireworks instead of a horrible explosion, so that went well. But Majima still got away, as I always say, freaking Majima. But all that was only like half the episode. I was expecting that to be at least 3/4 of it, so I was pretty happy when it turned out to be only half. We had plenty left, and Sakura did survive, which is good for her. We also had like I want to go back to the movie poster. Where was that? I do like how they show the Sakura cheese before they actually show the Sakura character. Would you call that foreshadowing? That she's alive. So that was a cool little thing that I don't know if I mentioned that during the episode. But yeah, we definitely had the poster back there. I'm sure we zoom on it though. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, after Sakura notices it. Yeah. There's a reason behind his daily life, Tokyo Lycoris Crisis. But yeah, it's actually a really cool looking poster. You know, I would totally see that. But it is a cool idea, you know, having because I assume that's the implication, right? That it's just everything that they saw was just a setup for, you know, a movie or whatever. Like, it's one of the best excuses you can make out of all that, right? I did like Sakura being like, let's take a picture in front of it. Like, you know, that little bit there kind of almost made me want more interactions between them. Like, there were a couple times where I almost felt that way, but that really sold it, you know? Because they're very much kind of opposites in a lot of ways, right? But they're also clearly close friends, so that can always lead to some pretty fun stuff. But we also, showed some random person with a gun. We didn't actually see him use it, did we? I don't think so. But, and then went back to our beloved cafe. People ordering the Chisato special because they missed Chisato. And at this point, they were kind of keeping us in the dark as the audience about what exactly happened with Chisato, because the worst thing, of course, would be just Chisato being dead, because you already had that countdown with the heart and all that, essentially, right? So they just were already nervous about how it's going to go, and they just deliberately kept us in that state. Also, the one guy, I guess, got a promotion for apprehending Robota, so that was good for him. And yeah, then we eventually got to Takina, and I had a feeling Takina was going to lead us to Chisato, because we saw her stalking somebody, and my first guess was it was Chisato, but I didn't want to say anything, because that was pretty baseless, that assumption. But then the more we saw her, because the first thing we saw, I think, was just like the legs. My first thought was it probably feminine legs. You can't always know for sure in anime, I guess, but I figured. And then we got a decent look at her silhouette, and it's like, that is definitely Chisato's silhouette. And yeah, it turned out to be just Chisato in the end. They basically like kind of attack each other. Not like, you know, serious attack each other, but they both fell down, which was quite amusing to call each other moron. So yeah, we had our, not quite how I pictured their reunion, but I'll gladly take it. And then we had the two of them at like a cafe or something together, right? Very much looks like a date, especially when you count in the sunset in the distance. Like, if it didn't look enough like a date already, I definitely did it. I did like the explanation about how exactly she even found Chisato. Because, you know, there was a picture, and then we showed the background. Very, very clearly trying to kind of mirror the whole thing with the guns deal in the background of the previous picture. But this time, instead of a guns deal, we have a cute Chisato, so it all worked out. And that, I'm pretty sure the same picture we saw on the wall that got the knife thrown in it too, so it is a very nice picture. But yeah, luckily she was not a ghost. We got the whole backstory about her waking up in the hospital and leaving and all that. So good. It's great that she's not dead, because there was a point where I was like 50-50 on whether or not she would actually die or not, because the show did a decent job of putting that fear into me. So I definitely give her credit for that. I definitely do agree with the decision for Mika to take away the note, right? I do think that is I think that's for the best. But yeah, she's all better now, and she's with Takina, so that's most like best I could hope for. You know, before this episode, I was hoping the show would end on some really fun, cute Takina Chisato interactions, and the show definitely delivered on that. Just all that beach stuff, you know. We had the whole thing where Chisato brings up that Takina called the one thing cute, and she like completely denies it. And that was a fun chance to just play around with each other, and it was great. It was just I'm just kind of as I'm talking about it, it's kind of like replaying in my mind, and it was some of the cutest that I've seen in a while. Like definitely one of the cutest interactions between them in the show itself, like for sure. Like yeah, I mean I this show definitely doesn't need a season 2 or anything like that, but I kind of really want one. Right, I would watch a slice of life show of just those two, you know, just caffeine it up together, selling food together. Like, what more do you need in life, really? Like that would be great. And they really did freaking go to Hawaii. Like, just all the Chisato outfits are so good. But yeah, I don't want it to be over. I really don't want it to be over. Like, I watch a lot of anime. Most of them are very disposable in the sense that I watch them. I think to myself, okay, that was fun. I guess I'm glad I watched that. Out of mind, out of sight. What's up? What's next season? You know, 99% of the shows are really like that. But once in a while, a show really sticks with me, like this one does, where I just got really pulled into it, really invested, really looking forward to new episodes popping up, really on the edge of my seat as events are happening. Like, just thoroughly has me captured, right? Because sometimes I do get nostalgic for like the early days of me watching anime, like Madoka Magica, for example. I watched that show when it first aired, and that was pretty early on in my anime watching life, like watching seasonal anime. And it just, you know, and I got to watch it before without any spoilers, without anyone hyping it up as being a masterpiece or whatever. So I got, as much as you possibly could, I got the full experience of that show. And, you know, as a result, that's kind of one of my most treasured memories of just watching anime in general. And I don't think I'll ever completely recapture that, but, you know, this definitely was an experience that really got me locked into it, really sucked into it, and I thoroughly enjoyed. So, because this is usually where I talk about the show as a whole, and I'll try to do that now. But yeah, basically from episode 1, the show really captured you, because, again, I went into this show mostly blind, right? So, I didn't really know what to expect, and suddenly we got, like, these girls in school uniforms with guns and stuff like that, and yeah, we had all that on top of, like, cafe stuff, which is a pretty interesting combination, and that alone was a pretty cool idea. For sure, that alone could lead to a pretty good show, but the existence of Takina and Chisato, especially Chisato, is what elevated it to what could be a pretty good show to a really great show, right? The dynamic between those two was everything I could have ever hoped for in general, and it even had a pretty good supporting cast with like Kurumi, our really cute hacker, right? She's great. I remember the one bit that was kind of turned into a GIF where she like runs out the closet with the screen and shows it to people, right? People had a lot of fun making like memes and stuff of that. But yeah, Kurumi was great. We had who else? To remember characters. I mean, Roboto, he was fun in his own way. Like, he was a bad guy, of course, and kind of a dork. But I don't know. I got some entertainment out of him as well. He kept calling us, he's like self-proclaimed best hacker in the world when Walnut actually was, and for a while he thought Walnut was dead. So he falsely proclaimed himself as the best hacker for a while, and it was great when he finally realized that wasn't actually the case. But yeah, Kurumi, pretty skilled hacker. She was invaluable to the team, definitely. But yeah, even Takina, because Chisato, hands down my favorite character in the show, like, without question, right? But even Takina was pretty great in her own way, because the first thing we got with Takina was disobeying orders, right? And Fuki, you know, slapping her and all that, and really making me hate her as a character early on. But, I mean, I by the end of the show, I no longer hated her. You know, she's still one of my least favorite characters in the show, but I wouldn't say I hate her at this point. But anyway, Takina had to deal with all that. She got screwed over by the system, essentially, because she became a scapegoat for the guns incident and all that, and got, you know, kicked out, right? Fired, sent to the cafe, essentially, right? So she, at that point, has kind of hit rock bottom. She's upset, you know, she wants to get back into it. That's kind of the only driving force in her mind. Like, I have no doubt at that point in the story, that was the only thing she thought about, the only thing she cared about, is doing well enough and wherever she was assigned to get back to where she belongs, rather where she thinks she belongs, because as we could see, that changed over time. So she kind of went, and she was put into, it was almost like a fish out of water sort of thing. She was put in such a different environment with Chisato, because obviously the cafe, although it's technically sort of the part of the licorice thing, it's very much its own thing. They do essentially volunteer work and stuff like that. Talking about kind of like, where did they put me? Why am I here? This is not where I use my skills. I shoot. We're not shooting. Like, can I go home now? Can I go back to my real job? That kind of what she was into. And she didn't want to make friends or anything like that. She was very kind of a deadpan, like all the time essentially. And what's the magic that Chisato was able to make happen there over the course of like 3-4 episodes or so was to really get her to out of that mindset of only caring about getting back there and appreciating where she is now as a place where she could belong, and just in general getting attached to Chisato more and more to where they truly could call each other partners, which we did get a lot of that in this episode. Chisato referring to her as partner, which just gives me life every time she does it, really. But because the show started with them not even knowing each other, right? So a lot of progress made, definitely. But anyway, I want to say it was episode 3 where she temporarily went back to the main area, because I think we had to do some recertification or something there. But because we had the first half where she didn't want to play the game or whatever, but by the second half we saw like a real visible difference in Takina's attitude, showcasing just how much of an effect Chisato had on her. And of course we had like the whole picking her up and stuff, and things like that, and the mock battle, how epic that was. And it was just such a great episode. That was the episode I think that really, really sold me on the show in general. And the show never really fell after that, right? Like, I mean, that was, what was the show's peak? I'm not sure exactly where the show peaked. I don't think it was episode 3, but it was close. Because the show just had so many good episodes. Obviously, not all of them were as good as episode 3, I guess is what I'm trying to say. They were all definitely solid episodes, with some of them just being really, really good. Definitely. But yeah, we get to see the bond between Takina and Chisato growing as the show continues, and we have the whole thing with Majima building up as a potential conflict, right? Because he was the main villain if you don't count Shinji. I mean, that situation was complicated because obviously he didn't really see himself as a villain. He just saw himself as doing what he needed to do, his contribution to society being making sure somebody with a talent properly utilizes that talent. He had some strong convictions on that. So the show definitely had that theme of nobody who's in an antagonist position really thinks of themselves as the bad guy. We had that essentially both with Shinji and Majima, right? And they also intersected with each other a little bit, but so I do appreciate that, because mustache twirling and villains are never really all that interesting. So I do like how they handled the antagonist thing in this show. Man, I feel like I've already talked for a lot, but there's just I want to keep talking about this show. Just give me a second. Whew, because that was pretty much what the final third roughly of the show was about. The Majima stuff, trying to figure out what his deal is. I remember they're trying to like draw their own rendition of Majima. It was so bad. Somebody's was so bad. I don't remember which one screwed it up the most, but it was pretty bad. But I mean, I guess I really don't have that much more to say about the show. We just had really exciting, awesome finale kind of stuff with everyone. Everyone really felt like everyone that's like a main or semi-main character really felt like they had a purpose to be in the show. Like they really contributed to it. And I am glad that Chisato did live in the end. That's certainly something that I was worried about, and it worked out in the end. We didn't get any kind of season 2 announcement here, but I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope that we get one. But yeah, I do think that's kind of all I have to say without repeating myself, which I am tempted to do. But so yeah, really enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed my reaction to it. So thank you for watching, and hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.